Dear colleagues, this has been a very, very long day, but it's not yet completely over. We still have closing remarks, and I'm really delighted that we can welcome for the closing remarks Mr. Jean-David Malo, who is Director at DG Research and Innovation in the European Commission. He studied in the Institut National Supérieur des Sciences Économiques et Commerciales in Paris, the University of California, Berkeley. He joined the European Commission 17 years ago in the Directorate General for Research and Innovation, and is the Director of Directorate B in charge of open innovation and open science. And I'm not going to recall for all the different files that you are responsible because they are very important and very impressive. But we are most of all extremely delighted and grateful that you take the time to join us here and share your closing remarks. You have the floor.
Thanks a lot for the very kind words, Professor Borges. First of all, it's a real pleasure for me to be here among you this afternoon. Not only is it a pleasure for me to be here, but I would add it was a duty for me to be here today. And even if I have a very heavy agenda due to the current opening discussion on the next framework program for research and innovation on number of files, you said, it was for me a necessity to be here today to share with you our message regarding the importance of democracy and the rule of law. First, allow me to congratulate you for having won this call. This is a starting point. You, Professor Borges, and of course the entire consortium on this topic dedicated to democratic discourses and the rule of law. Democracy and the rule of law, as you have certainly understood, is at the heart of the priorities of our current Commission, in particular our President Jean-Claude Juncker. This has been demonstrated by evidence in the context of our proposal for the next program period. I just arrived when you were finishing your panel. I noticed that the conditionality instrument was mentioned. It's not there by error, by hazard. It demonstrates a clear political line. But in addition to this, it's not also an error that within the second pillar of the Horizon Europe proposal, you have a cluster which is dedicated to security and society, and where one of the intervention earlier is democracy. It's not an error that the term democracy was used. We should have called it governance. And I answered and I saw that in some of the debate today, sometimes the term governance is back. But governance and democracy are two different things. And it's very important to insist that democracy, and by the way, the rule of law, is a treasury for Europe. It's part of our DNA. It's part of our vision of what should be our future and what is our present. And it's only when you are losing this kind of assets that we will measure what it means. But it will be too late. So it's now that we have to tackle this issue of the importance, the treasury that represent democracy in our society and the vision of what we want to build in Europe. We should not have imagined when we discussed with the member states the content of our work program in 2015 that when we have included this topic on democratic discourses and the rule of law, the situation was even more accurate when we launched the call. We are facing, as you know, a very challenging period regarding democracy and the rule of law. And it is good to see, and this is something on which I would like to insist, it is good to see that the consortiums that have been selected include partners from various jurisdictions, including some of them which are sorry at the heart of some of the debate about democracy and rule of law today. It's also very important to underline that RECONNECT, the name of this project, starts with from the premise that the recent crisis exposed a disconnect between the concerns and expectations of European citizens on the one hand and the EU governance and policies on the other. We are facing a democratic crisis, it is obvious. But one of the main issues is the fact that citizens are not in the feeling that democracy is something that they appropriate for themselves. The main difficulty we are facing today is that citizens are complaining today about democracy, without necessarily understanding what does it mean in terms of consequences. So it's really a question of appropriateness. What does it mean, democracy, for them in the daily work? What does it mean for their children? What does it mean for their daily life? How this is indeed part of their life and how it can change their life. And these kind of things, for a number of citizens, are not there anymore. They have the feeling that in any case, even if they participate in the democratic debate, even if they participate in the vote, it does not change their life. So it may be a wrong perception, but this is a perception. And there is a huge difference between fact and the perception of facts. And this is one of the main challenges we have to tackle today. I am relieved that your hypothesis and your consortium is that European governance can regain authority and legitimacy through democracy and the rule of law. And I note, of course, the caveat that it is conditional on duly taking into account the citizen aspiration and preferences. And by the way, this hypothesis was explicitly welcomed by the independent expert that evaluated this proposal. Following this hypothesis, it is clear that the project will not only evaluate the coherence, interpretation, and application of democracy and the rule of law across the EU and its member states, but also investigate how democratic and rule of law principles and practices resonate with the aspirations, perception, and preferences of citizens. I'm sure that in this context, you will make a number of recommendations regarding how the gap between the perception, the reasoning in the heart of citizens, and the reality can be bridged. At any rate, it is more than important, more than opportune to thoroughly study and engage with citizen perceptions. A citizen focus is indeed absolutely necessary. I also note that in your proposal, you are exploring the linkage with other core principles of EU legal order, such as solidarity. It is more than welcome, and I appreciate very much that the goal is to work towards a convergence among EU and national principles, institutional practices, and citizen perception and expectation when it comes to democracy and the rule of law. I very much wish that you succeed in proposing, as a consequence, a new narrative for Europe that expresses a collective vision for the EU based on what is some of our key values. Such a narrative that bridges the divide between citizens and the huge union is, as I told you, urgently needed. Such a narrative would indeed have the potential to inspire and shape future debates in the European integration project. The consortium clearly submitted an outstanding proposal, which was lauded by the experts. And the expectation is that RECONNECT will produce cutting-edge scientific output and well-thought-out policy output. The project was inter alia selected because of its high ambition, both in relation to pushing the scientific frontier and with regard to generating policy impact. I really want to stress that on the side of DGRTD, in particular in my directorate, which is in charge of the SSH dimension, of the current framework program, but also the future framework program, we have very high expectation regarding the policy and what you will submit in this country. Of course, the solution is not only in one project, certainly not. But this project is certainly one of our actions in this debate that we would like to use in terms of output for the preparation also of the next framework program when we will talk about democracy. So we expect a lot from the work that you will carry out in the next months and years. We was very happy, and I was told by some of my colleagues in my unit in charge of SSH of Inclusive Society that are present this afternoon, that this event today was a very good start because also of the first interaction that took place between the various stakeholders, including some policymakers. Because we will not be able to change this kind of situation if we are not associating from the very start all the actors, and in particular the ones that at the end are the decision makers. I wish you to fully realize what are your ambitions and expectations as it was proposed in the proposal. If I can give you a last advice, do not restrain yourself. Do not be prudent because you will at the end submit a report or several reports to a commission administrator. Provide anything that you believe relevant based on facts and evidence in the spirit, of course, of a scientific project. But do not restrain yourself for political reason or evolution that could take place in the next months or years. Clearly address the issue on the perspective and on the basis of what is the European project. What does mean democracy in our project, in our vision, for us, for our citizens? I wish you all the best. I, of course, look forward to learning more about your findings, recommendations, and narrative. And do not hesitate to be in touch with my team, but also with me. You can count on my participation and my support for this flagship project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much for these most encouraging words, for your confidence, for your trust. See, there is still mutual trust in life, and of course for raising the bar, expectations even further. So, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be very brief because we're already a bit over time. This was an extremely rich day. And I'm extremely grateful also to all of our speakers, the keynotes, panelists, chairs, to you all for your very active involvement. I think we had a very broad-based participation in this conference, and I think it's fair to say that all of you spoke with great authority. I was also very happy that we had so many different players represented here, including, dear Diego, members from the council and even the council presidency. They were on the program. They were actively engaged. RECONNECT is getting very strong expressions of interest around the world and in Europe already now. I would kindly suggest to look at our website, to follow the blogs, the tweeting, and so on and so forth. There is already a lot of life in it right now. But now we still indeed have to deliver. We still have 46 months, 73 deliverables, and 15 milestones to go. The good news is we ticked one of the boxes today, the first milestone, the kickoff conference. So that is now behind us. But as you will have noticed, expectations are indeed very high. And, you know, as the conference proceeded, our successive speakers were really raising the bar even further. Okay, that's right. And I'm happy to have noted comment that Mr. Malo has said that one project cannot offer the solution. There are still other projects around. But I can assure you, we will do our very best with our consortium to really go the extra mile in order to really respond to your expectations. And let me quote the famous Liverpool philosopher who was recently knighted, Sir Ringo Starr. With a little help of my friends, we can do it, I think. There are the 70 researchers, senior and junior, in our RECONNECT, 18 institutions, partner institutions. We have a wonderful, really great international advisory board. And there is all of you, in fact, all of you have shown such warm interest and support for RECONNECT. And we really want and hope to continue and deepen our dialogue and engagement with all of you, because indeed, we see this as a very open project. We are open for partnering. We are open for engaging with other experts and institutions working on similar themes. So this is an open invitation, and we count on being in touch with you in the 4 years to come. We will start now by making a solid report based on today's conference, so that will be yet another nice task for the weeks ahead of us. So that's it for today. That's about all we can now say. The rest is still to come, but we are really looking forward to doing that, implementing it, and staying in touch and engaging with all of you. And now it is my great pleasure, finally, to invite you all to a nice reception. Thank you very much.